it's not about going out and selling and trying to close people. I think that that's not the right way to have that conversation. I think it's going out to educate people and allowing them to decide whether it's a fit for their company and for them as a human. That's how you get sticky business.
Welcome back to LA Legends, where Aflac pros sharpen skills, swap stories, and build the LA South market one legend at a time. I'm Michael Fisher.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Today's conversation is for anyone who's ever questioned themselves, anyone who's faced disappointment, failure, rejection, or a reason where nothing seemed to go according to plan. Because adversity isn't a detour in leadership, it's part of the journey.
And this is a special episode. The people we admire the most aren't the ones that avoid challenges. They're the ones who refuse to let the challenges define them. They chose resilience, they chose growth, and most importantly, they chose to believe in themselves when it would be a lot easier to quit.
So today's guest knows firsthand that adversity can become the greatest teacher if you're willing to keep moving forward. Please welcome Michelle Haynes, longtime veteran with Aflac.
Welcome, Michelle.
Hi, thank you for having me here. I'm super excited to be here and help support.
This is so cool. You are our first guest from the San Diego team, and you are a absolute Aflac legend, and you've actually orchestrated a lot of people's careers behind the scenes and actually not so behind the scenes too. So, but what we want to do, you initially approached me, and I'm going to tell people right now that we're definitely going to be having you at our kickoff meeting that is coming up. But what we wanted to do is tease a little bit and share a little bit about your story, because it is a fascinating one. So can you, first off, just take us back to the beginning? How did you come to Aflac? Tell me a little bit about your circumstance.
Very interesting story.
Yes, it is.
I will tell you that when I came to Aflac, I was denied disability 3 times. I had an accident in my restaurant, and took the full weight of a meat slicer on my head. And it set off the symptoms of Chiari malformation. My brain is pushed into my spinal cord. And so I had been denied disability 3 times, lost everything, the restaurant, the property, and was living at my mom's. And I had decided that I wasn't going to give up.
Yeah.
So I put together a resume and I threw it out, and Aflac got a hold of me.
When was this, by the way?
So that was in 2000. The accident happened in 2005.
Yep.
And then 2007 is when they diagnosed it. In 2009, or 2000, actually, it was the beginning of 2009 when I got my career briefing with Aflac.
Wow.
I threw my resume together, and Aflac called me in for a career briefing.
Yes. Who was the RSC again at that time?
So my regent was Jack Holder.
Jack Holder. Nice.
And he was a very young man at that time, and I'll never forget, Jack was like a Pomeranian puppy on caffeine. And that's true.
It's very accurate. Yeah.
Super excited.
Yeah.
And he was able to tell me a few things, and that was, you have the opportunity to be your own boss, work with a Fortune 500 company, make your own hours, have the potential to make really good money, and potentially travel the world. And as a disabled woman that walked with a cane, I was in.
Yeah.
So I threw my hat in the ring, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know what Aflac did, and I really didn't care. I was in.
Yep.
And I was all in.
You were all in right out of the gate, and I don't want to take all of your thunder from when we talked, but one of the stories that you shared with me was actually, I think it was in your first week, right? You had a really tough challenge, what was your first week like at Aflac, or first couple weeks?
And my first few weeks with Aflac were pretty rough.
Yeah.
I was definitely the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
I was up against a lot of college graduate young ladies that were dressed very professionally, and I am the epitome of East County, Lakeside, and just a country girl at heart. And I came into those meetings, and I came in without my cane.
Yeah.
So I hit it.
Yeah.
And I knew I was up against a challenge, but I had taken a fall coming into one of the Monday morning meetings, and that was rough.
Yeah.
I hid my knuckles and I hid my knees because they were bloody. And I left that meeting knowing that I was going to have to figure something out and how to make it work, because giving up was not an option. I was in, I was going to win, and they just didn't know it.
Wow. Yeah, the first time you told me that, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many people that they'll be like, oh, you know what, parking was too hard. I'm not, yeah, like I had to drive an extra 10 miles. That's the excuse of why I'm not going to do this. And, to think about just even the adversity of the first couple weeks of, being able to still, literally dust yourself off
Literally.
and literally, and then bring yourself into the office and doing what you did. That's incredible.
Well,
Yeah.
Mikey, that coordinators will spend 80% of their time typically with the top 20%. And I wasn't that top 20% right out the gate. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you. So I knew I had a big fight against me, but there was no stopping me from that point. I was going forward and I was going to win.
I love that.
So talk us through, the first couple weeks of starting something brand new, completely different industry, because you said you were a business owner, a restaurant owner
I was.
at the time too, but coming in and feeling like the underdog. Talk us through how did you set yourself up? Because you had a great first year, but talk us through like what you realized you had to do in the next couple of weeks, right? To give yourself that chance.
Well, I knew in the next few months I was going to have to learn how to walk without that cane. That was the first thing. And so I set myself up by going and getting some specific training to overcome that challenge. I also knew that I was going to have to outwork everybody because my coordinators were not handing me any business. There was no hand ups or handouts. And so I knew that the only way for me to do it was for me to buckle up and get it done. So I just worked super hard and I dug into a ton of grit and I went out and I hit more doors and I followed up with more doors and I shared my story and I was very authentic and I just knew if I outworked them, I would be able to do it. And I think I had a little bit of an advantage because I was a little older and because I'd ran a business and I was able to have a conversation business to business level from a business owner's standpoint. Maybe that was my one advantage was that I had a little bit of knowledge or skill set from that in me, but I just knew I was going to have to outwork them. And that's exactly what I did.
Man, outworking people, that is something Michael and I understand very well.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I remember you telling me your story too. And so I love the fact that it was like the outworking. One that I want you to kind of go back to is the authenticity part, though, because you are yourself. I mean, you're not trying to be anybody else. And I love that about you. And you don't really take no for an answer, by the way. You just get what you want. So, can you tell us? It was before we actually started recording. You told me you're like, hey, I didn't have another choice of whether or not I was going to succeed. So can you talk a little bit about your circumstance there of why you already had the I'm going to succeed mindset?
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Who's going to hire me when I'm on 12 medications and need to have brain decompression surgery?
Right.
So you're going to go out and you're going to try to land a job where you are working your way through a disability and some intense pain. And when you get an opportunity with a Fortune 500 company, the I can and I will, there is no try becomes very important and it becomes the focal point of your business. And so that's what I did. I can and I will, there is no try. There is no try and there's no other choice. You're going to win. I will also be honest that I didn't know what Aflac did when I got my license. And like I said, I didn't care.
Yeah.
And when I found out that we put money in people's pockets when they are hurt or sick so that they don't lose everything or to help them cover their expenses, and I had just lost everything, I knew I was here by perfect design. It wasn't by accident, and I was going to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know it didn't happen like a montage, but can you tell us a little bit about that the first 6 months? So like, what were some of the turning points that you had where you started getting some traction?
So the first 3 months, I decided that I needed to go learn how to walk. So it took me about 3 months. I still showed up to the meetings, the Monday morning meetings, and I digested lease for anybody that's been around.
Oh yeah, shout out lease.
I digested the lease, and then because my districts were busy, my district was busy, I decided that I would look for one of the more professional looking people in the room that had been there for a while. And there was an older agent, and I asked him if he would take me out prospecting. And he taught me the skill of going out and coming, making sure that I go back and showing me how if you went back 4 or 5 times, you'll get that appointment. So I ended up being the person to eventually get almost all the appointments.
Yep.
And then I was the one that was actually closing the cases. And so, unfortunately, I ended up firing the veteran associate because he was getting 50% of my commissions.
Hey,
Fair enough,
understandable.
right?
Yeah.
And they're all, and
Fair
they're
enough.
all small groups, but he did benefit from working with me because I had the tenacity to get out there and continue going. And I just continued to do that at a very high level. And in my first 9 months in the business, after I learned how to walk, so we can't count that, but the first 9 months, I went out and opened 32 accounts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
32 accounts. That is
9 months.
In
incredible.
9 months. So I was chasing the top account opener, and he had the year to do it.
You did it 9.
Steve Haru came in with 64. He's a complete anomaly. But Mark Bylock came in with, I believe, 34, and I came right behind him with 32 in 9 months.
Good comp.
Every hero needs a sidekick. The site seller is yours, helping you ask the right questions, show the right numbers, and land the right solutions. Navigate conversations like a pro and turn every business owner into a believer.
All right, so 32 accounts wasn't exactly a montage, but what I do want to say, and I don't think we talk about this enough, but it was after that first 90 days, you sought out a veteran on the team and were like, hey, you look professional. Let's go out together. I don't think enough people do that kind of just being like, okay, I'm going to own this myself. So I love that one. The second one that you said was you ran the meetings. And that's the one that Michelle and I are trying to get that instilled back into our market because I think it happened during COVID that they started saying like, oh, including me, like, oh, DSCs, RSCs, they're these magicians that know how to close accounts. And it's like, honestly, if you're an associate that can basically regurgitate a script, be yourself, and schedule a lot of meetings, you can close groups. Like, you absolutely can. So, I don't know. I'm just glad you gave yourself permission. There's not even a question there. That's just, I'm glad you gave yourself permission to actually do that in the marketplace.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna take something away here is that I never for one moment thought that I was in sales. So I think that salespeople are going to get the door closed on them. I'm an educator. I'm an educator, and I allow companies and people to participate in the products that we have. It's never a sell. And I believe that if people learn to know, trust, and like you, and you have authentic conversation, that you're going to be able to get those closes. And not only are they going to close, but they're going to be business that stays on the books. So it's not about going out and selling and trying to close people. I think that that's not the right way to have that conversation. I think it's going out to educate people and allowing them to decide whether it's a fit for their company and for them as a human. That's how you get sticky business.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many key words you said in there, Michelle, and what you've already shared with us so far of making a decision of doing something about what you want. You know, like I use the term of burn the boat all the time. I did that. In my second interview, I was like, you know, I'm going to make this work. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to make this work. So making that decision to begin with, pouring into yourself because you took some time to digest the material, but more, and to reiterate what Michael said, like you asked for help.
I did.
From someone okay, you know what? I can learn from this individual. Let me ask for that help and not just stare at other people or like feel like you're on your own island doing it by yourself. No, because it takes a team to grow. So those are key takeaways.
Takes a team, and the person that I chose had product knowledge.
Yeah.
So he had a lot of product knowledge, and he knew how to use the technology that we had, SNG. Okay, so
really
he had
nice
the technology, and he had product knowledge, and he also had experience with how to file. You have to know your why in this business. It's extremely important. And some people's why when they first come in, maybe I have to make money, and that's great. Other people's why might be for completely different reasons. But my why was to deliver a promise, and that was Aflac's promise, to be there for people when they were sick or hurt or their family member was diagnosed with cancer. And when that became my why, then the passion within me to get out there and do more just grew and grew. So I think everybody needed to have that information as to what we do, why we do it, and how we do it. And so why was very important.
So you've been, I absolutely agree because that handles everything. If you have a strong why, then you're not having to make 1,000 decisions in a day. It's just, hey, is this helping me get to where I need to go to achieve my why? And especially when your why is about other people, I think that genuinely is the one that makes people makes you push yourself to that next level. Why? So you've been a leader and a huge DSE. So can you talk a little bit about how have you helped develop people's whys? What do you do? What have you done as a leader to make people look themselves in the mirror and start asking, like, you always say, ask the question 5 times to yourself. Why do you want this? Why do you want this? Why do you want this?
Yeah.
But what about you, Michelle? What have you done to help pull the why out of some of the people that you lead?
Well, number one, I think why is incredibly important. And even with new associates, it helps you decide whether they truly are in the business or they're not.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
So if your why is not there and you can't figure out your why and you're really struggling, maybe this isn't for you. And so I think that it's important to not allow people to believe that they need to be in this business and this is the only business. Then I help them grow, possibly into another part of becoming successful in their life. I don't let go of them. I just help to have that conversation that maybe this isn't the opportunity. But the why, it wasn't hard on my team.
Yeah.
So when I was raising new associates, I did raise another associate that was in a wheelchair.
Wow.
And she was 21, was in a car accident, broke her back. Was flung from the car, and the other districts had decided that they didn't want to work with her. They were a little uncomfortable doing so, and I was like, absolutely not. She's going to come work with me. And when you have those type of people surrounding you, the why is just it's natural.
It's ingrained. It's part of
it's part of who our team was and who we are. So I don't ever discount anybody based on whether they're capable of getting in and out of the car, how they're struggling. If they have the determination to do it, the why is there. I'll never forget Crystal Armstrong. She would put together her wheelchair, get in her car, take it apart, put it back together, put it on the ground, get back in her chair, go prospecting, come back to the car, and take it apart, put it in the car seat next to her. And so our why was, as a team, was to go out and deliver Aflac's promise. And when you instill that in people, it's very easy for them to gravitate and hold on to that. Other people might have the why that they really want something for themselves. They want to be an entrepreneur. And instead of making the other man rich, right, you can go to work and work for somebody else and make them rich. Or you can go to work for yourself with a Fortune 500 company and not only make yourself wealthy or financially stable, but you make your entire life rich. So it's a way of life. You're not stuck in a 9-to-5. Being with Aflac, you can make your life rich. And so I'm able to have that conversation with people as well. Yeah. I'm able to call my shots when I come, when I go. That doesn't mean that I'm not working less than you are. It means that I'm just designating my specific hours of work to fit my schedule. So that might be a why as well. When I first started, I had younger kids. And so instead of me starting at 8 in the morning and being done at 5, I would start my day at 4:30 and headquarters opens at 5. So I would start my admin and everything then. I would get out on the road early and I'd be back home by 1:30, 2 o'clock. So that I was able to pick up my son from school. That's another huge why. Why? Because I was able to adjust my calendar to something that worked and still become something, a top producer, a top account opener, a top district, still run a team. That's a huge why. So we have those conversations. Why would you want to do this business? Why would you want to be successful in this business? Well, yes, we're going to do great things as a team and as an organization, and you have the potential to make good money, and you will travel the world if you put your nose to the grindstone and work really hard. You will get there. But also, you're going to be able to be home with your family in the afternoon and call your own shots. And so there's a lot of whys in this business, a lot of reasons why you want to do this.
Amen.
Pick any one of them. But you just have to go and actually follow through with it.
Yeah.
There's another thing, because I will have the conversations with people on my team. You can talk the talk, but I want to see you walk the walk.
Yeah.
And if I'm outworking you, I don't care what your schedule is, but if I'm outworking you and you're coming to my office and you're crying about not making it, we're going to have a conversation about what that looks like.
Oh, yeah.
And then again, comes back to you get 80% of your time.
Correct.
Goes to your top 20%.
I was just really quickly, I was just going to say the powerful thing of what you're saying too is there's not one excuse that you haven't overcome. So when you're leading a team, it makes it so much easier because you can recognize whether or not it is just whether it's a matter of will or whether it's a matter of not identifying the why to push or identifying what it is to actually help push them to the next level. So when you've lived through what you lived through, you're like, oh, wheelchair? No problem.
Yeah.
No problem at all. Get them on my team right now. Get her on my team right now, because that's if they have what it takes, and you've proven that, that you can make this into anything that you want to.
Please do not listen to the limiting beliefs of your family, because they can't determine your success or failure in any business or anything that you do in your life. Only you can.
Yeah.
Everybody has white noise that goes on around them.
So true.
In the home, outside the home. And so what I would do when I would leave the home in the morning, I made a very, I actually did this every day, is I had a worry tree. And I would go by the tree and I would wipe every worry and everything that I had on the tree as I walked to my car. And I got in the car and I left it there. And I didn't pick it back up until I got back home. Whatever had to be done, whether it was doctor's appointment or my mom wasn't feeling well or whatever was going on, somebody's in trouble, or I would leave everything on the worry tree and I would focus solely on my business and give it that dedicated time. And then I can come back by and grab it from the tree on my way back in the door. But I made an absolute effort of wiping it on the worry tree as I walked out the door. So Please do not allow your family to tell you. My family didn't believe that I would make it in insurance. What are you doing? Don't let their limiting beliefs stop you. Don't let the doctors who said you wouldn't walk without that cane determine whether or not you're going to make it. And their limiting beliefs, they said I needed brain surgery, which I absolutely did, but I made it 13 years without having to do that. I built a successful business.
Yeah.
I still had the brain surgery. I still did the medications, and I still delivered on Aflac's promise every single day with the support of the team for claims right when I had the surgery immediately. But don't let anybody tell you what you're capable of doing. You have got to dig within yourself and figure it out.
Yeah. Absolutely. Drop the mic.
Drop the mic. We're done. I don't know how do you go. Where do you go from there?
So good. And I know that we're just scratching the surface.
Wow.
I wanted to you just highlight and underscore one thing, because you were talking about dusting off some of the old awards. So can you because we'll either have to bribe you for a second episode, or we're gonna have to wait until our kickoff meeting. But so can you dusted off a couple of your awards. Can you share some of those accolades with the team?
Absolutely. I have them. I mean, I brought them all out and laid them all out, and I looked at them to remind myself, like, you're going up to have this conversation. Take a look at what you had and what you did. Yeah. And they were good numbers. They were good.
Share a couple of them.
Share a couple of the numbers.
I'll send some, yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah, tell them. I want
221% of quota as a district, 145% at the end of the year to $1.2 million.
1.2, all traditional.
Yeah.
And then my favorite one was the account one. So
yeah, 32 accounts my first year, 24 accounts my second year, which I wasn't focusing on accounts because I had shifted. I wanted more production because we were small, right? But I cut my teeth, a lot of those free loans, right?
Yep.
Wait till you hear the real story. And how I lost my first biggest account and it all went sideways, and that'll be in the speech. But it's pretty powerful, the fact that I stayed in. But when I looked at those trophies the other day, and I will tell you, it kind of gets me because I did it.
Yeah. You did it.
You guys, I did it. And so I went from 32 accounts to 24 accounts. I was always a top account opener. Then I said, that's not good enough. I need to be top in production. And of course, Jack's wife, Jackie, would write $300,000 a year, but she had a lot of broker business and stuff with
For sure.
And right there, the college girls, and Heather had, Heather had a good number. I did not.
Yeah.
I did it all on my own.
Oh my gosh.
And so, to look at that, just to see top, and then know that when I was brought in as a region, Andy Grethel, I'll never forget, he told Jack, are you sure you want her to be, as a district, he says, are you sure you want her to be? And Jack says, I'm doubling down and betting on her.
Yep.
He said, I'm betting on her, I'm doubling down on her, and he brought me in. I was the smallest district.
Mm-hmm.
The veterans in that team, I had earned their respect over those years that I was an agent, the few years. I had earned their respect so much that they demanded to be transferred to my team, and they were, because they didn't stop. So I ended up with 4 or 5 veterans on my team, and then I was building the new associates at the same time. And to become the second largest region in San Diego, I was just second to Mark Bylock, who was just a little bit bigger than me.
Yep.
And to come from that person that had the high school education, I didn't have the nice bougie clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I came from a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have money. I had no capital. I didn't have money to buy my business cards in the beginning. I barely had money for gas.
Mm-hmm.
And to come from that and then see those awards that I pulled out, and I went, you talk a lot about it, but when you see it again after I've
Yeah.
had them walk, I did it.
Yeah.
And I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go do it again. And then I'm going to talk about it. And I'm going to share it because I want other people to do it. I want these people in here to know there's nothing stopping you from doing it but you.
Yeah.
There's going to be the highest highs and the lowest lows. And when you have the lowest lows, that's what the team in the room is for. Because we pick each other up and we carry each other through.
Yep.
And when we have the highest highs, we celebrate together. And we celebrate at the top. And that's where I'm going to see them, is at the top. I will meet you at the top of the mountain. That's inside my heart.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that Jesus met me where I was every single time, blood curdle, crying on the side of the road with no money. And somehow, some way, he made a way. And I would cry in the shower in the mornings and sing, God will make a way. When there's, I'd just get up and go again. I'm not kidding you. That's how it went.
Yeah.
That is the definition of grit.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. There's so much more to the story, and I can't wait for everybody to hear it. And I just want to.
And now you know why I wanted to come here and not do it over Zoom. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank God.
no.
Thank God. And I will also just say that I love that you did actually look back at what your accomplishments were, because when you're going through it, a lot of times you can't really appreciate what you did as a person.
Right.
And that allows you to look back at that person, be like at yourself and say like, hey, good job. Like
Right.
you
When I
did
was
that.
had packed those trophies away, I was telling myself, please tell me you didn't throw them away. Because you're kind of get to the point where
Yeah, after a while, you're like, yeah. Yeah.
Please tell me that you're going to go find the box where those beautiful awards are at.
Yeah.
And I found it, and I'm like,
It's
there
so
they
great.
are. And I laid them out, and I sat on the floor, and I cried a little bit, and it
I
was-
love that. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Because, and I tell you that I bleed ducks. I also, I am the daughter of a Viking, which is in my story. My mom is a Viking for sure, and the daughter of a cross-country trucker. And he was an entrepreneur, and you put those two together, and I should have known what I would become. It's part of my speech.
Check. Aflac Value Added Services delivers real-life support for your team. Financial wellness through BrightDime provides employees with the real-time, holistic financial picture to help improve spending habits, create budgets, and tackle debt reduction. Employees can keep track of all financial accounts so they can set goals and track progress towards establishing financial security. Aflac Value Added Services, because supporting your team means supporting their whole well-being.
Now we're already at
Lightning round.
lightning round.
So quick in
Okay,
time.
So I told you how fast that would go.
We're good.
Yeah, no. So we're gonna ask you.
You guys say I did okay.
You've done amazing. So we're gonna ask you a couple quick questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So just first thing that comes to the top of your mind on any of these ones. What's one skill every new associate should master?
Ooh, that's a great question. The skill, you know what? I'm not even sure it's a skill. I think it's the dedication of making sure that you make enough contacts every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And the skill of getting up, suiting up, and showing up every single morning. If you don't get up, take a shower, and get ready for work, you've already lost the battle.
Agreed. 100%. Absolutely. Another drop the mic moment.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you could have a billboard on the highway that you drive the most, and your friends, family, people that you work with, right, associates to districts, regions, but what would that billboard say?
Never underestimate the power of yourself.
Wow. Okay.
We're running out of microphones
This
to
is so
drop.
good. This is so good. Okay. And then I want to go on a one thing you wasted too much time on. What's one thing you wasted too much time on?
Well, you're asking me.
Yeah.
One thing I wasted too much time on. I didn't waste a lot of time.
I know. I was like, that's why I was like, you're actually very like.
Let me think about this. One thing I wasted too much time on was lease.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Fair. Done.
Out the door.
Worrying about getting every single word. The one thing I wasted too much time on was worrying about getting every single word right instead of just being myself.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
That's a great one. It's
Stop
a
trying to
great one.
recreate the wheel, like just
Yeah. Or just being like, oh, I didn't say
Yeah.
this the perfect way. And then it's like, no, they're actually drawn to your authenticity, which is
Correct.
it's a big one. Okay, and then this one, I can't. I always have to omit this one, so you can't say the Bible on this one. But it's one book that you've given or gifted the most,
Ooh,
or recommended.
it depends on the situation.
This world.
Let's do Aflac World.
Yeah.
and the
Well, no,
Aflac
no,
World.
I get it. I'm talking Aflac World. I like some of Adam Michael's books.
He has books?
The Lighthouse book. I actually,
The Lighthouse.
Totally
I don't know
forgot
if he
about
listens to this, but I feel bad. I haven't listened to it or read it yet.
So The Lighthouse is a good book. I would think that I've probably given away more of John Maxwell's The Irrefutable Laws of Leadership.
That one
Yeah.
keeps coming back up. Yeah.
Comes back up a lot.
Great book.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's a gem.
And so that's one of them that I've given away most. I did like The Lighthouse a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I do listen to Adam Michaels. He inspired me. I'll never forget when he told me that when you come into this business, you have to shovel a lot of shit.
Oh,
He
so
got
true.
on stage and said it,
Mm-hmm.
and he meant it.
And he was right.
And if you're willing to do it, you're
Yep.
going to make it. And I also love Joe B's books.
Yeah.
Love Joe B. He was very motivating. He had stepped out of the LA market and was going out and doing his CAP equation.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So his CAP equation was a great book, and I loved his book Drawing Circles,
I know. It's crazy.
about Amway and drawing circles. I thought it was
Yeah.
great. So that book I did give away a few times, and the CAP equation we gave away a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to this business, I think
There's
that's the
so
Lighthouse
many
with
good
Adam Michaels.
books.
Yeah, I actually
There's
love
just so
that.
many.
You just
Yeah.
reminded me of that Adam Michaelism of if I tell you that all you have to do is shovel this pile of shit for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for 1 year, and you'll make over six figures when you do it. And it's like, well, the phone is your
Yeah.
is
your
your shovel.
Yep.
And 8 hours a day, take it seriously, do it for a year, watch what happens.
There's a lot of Adam Michaels influence sitting in this room right now.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And I think the crowd went crazy that day because those of us that had shoveled shit.
Yeah, they're like, yes, man, preach.
We know
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying.
No, when he, I was in sales school when he said it. I was like, oh, well, all right, I'll pick up my
he said
shovel.
it at a kickoff meeting or one of the territory meetings. He got on stage and said it in front of the entire territory.
Great, I love that.
Definitely has been repeated numerous times.
Yeah,
There's so many. Yeah, there's a lot
I
of
relate to that.
Adam Michael isms
yep.
throughout this podcast as well. Yep.
All right,
Right.
Michelle, that was fantastic. You over delivered, and you knew that you were going to beforehand. So you
hope.
you already
absolutely.
knew
I
it.
don't know how you're going to do in a podcast. I mean, I know that I'm comfortable speaking.
But no,
have
this
no
is
idea.
you're a natural, and you
I mean, you guys are new. It's a new environment. So
Yeah.
you never know. But I'm going to go out and hit it no matter what. So
yeah. Well, thank you for doing this. This was awesome.
I'm looking forward to the next time, and I'm looking forward to the kickoff. And you know what? If I do well, who knows what next market office might want me to come talk, and I'm happy to go do that too.
Hell yeah! I mean, now, like we told you, we have multiple markets listening into this. So this is
A lot of
fun one.
influence.
Like I got to get
Yeah.
to Joe B, and then I got to get to Alex, and then I got to get to because if I can nail
Tim,
those,
Jeff,
if I can
Andy.
nail those and do a meeting there and speak there, then my heart is full. It means everything that I went through. That if I can spread this knowledge to other people and inspire them,
Yeah,
put up a couple pictures of what it looked like, and like just 4 years ago, my brain decompressed and everything, and just put together a few things so that people know exactly. I want to share it.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the duck, yes, there's other companies out there, but if it wasn't for this company, I wouldn't be here today.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Same.
have no idea where I would be, and I didn't have the college education. I don't know, Walmart.
I think it freaks me out. Consistently freaks me out all the time. All right, Michelle Lee, you're gonna help close up shop now.
Michelle, thank you so much for joining us on the LA Legends podcast. There were so many mic drop moments throughout this where I think someone's going to be able to pick it up and really learn and see the passion that you were sharing as well with us. So thank you to everyone listening to the LA Legends. No matter what challenge you're facing, keep moving forward. Your next breakthrough might just be the one more conversation, one more meeting, or one decision away. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys on the next one.